right, welcome to the Croisette Sparkle Series. This is bringing you our take from Cannes Lions Festival of Creativity, where all the best creativity happens, and some of the best minds in the business to share some insights, hot takes, perspectives on the festival, but also everything that we're really seeing out there. I'm Melissa Berger. I'm the Chief Solutions Officer at Digitas, and I'm super excited to introduce our guests today. We have Jamie and Andrew. Can each of you introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name is Jamie Domenici, and I am the CMO of Klaviyo.
Amazing.
I'm Andrew Monu. I'm VP of Marketing at LinkedIn.
Excellent. Two amazing, brilliant B2B marketers in the room with us today, which I love.
High five us.
Yes.
Hi.
And you guys, we got like a vibe going on here with the stage. I love it. Today's episode is really covering how creativity, data, and technology are transforming B2B to C, which we know the influence. We talked a little bit about that earlier. And we're seeing this huge shift where B2B brands are borrowing from B2C. Now, this is not new. I feel like we've been talking about this for years, but how do we think about embracing more creativity, storytelling, brand building so that we can actually create those meaningful relationships? I'm a CRM marketer at heart. Relationships matter. I think especially in the B2B space, we know that. So let's kick things off. We're gonna have both of you answer. Okay, I'll give you a second. What is your sparkle moment so far? I know you've only had a brief moment because she just got here last night, but in the past 5 hours that you've been here and been wandering around, what is your sparkle moment?
Well, I did go to a concert last night,
Oh,
and I did see 50 Cent. And
It's your birthday?
Yes, and it was so fantastic. So that was my sparkle moment, but also work-wise, today I saw a great panel. It's been about AI all day, everywhere. But my favorite part is just hearing from other CMOs who are also trying to figure out how to tackle AI, how to think about it first, how to set up their team. So I would say it's been sparkly AI all over the place.
AI. And then throw 50 Cent in there.
I mean, in the club.
You just got off the plane and just went into the club.
I did. Don't tell my boss, but
Nice.
no, it was. I had to show up. You know.
I really like you even more now that you did that.
Good.
That's really impressive. All right, your sparkle moment.
Oh man, mine's easy.
Okay.
So yesterday we had the Black Joy Brunch, which is hosted by LinkedIn.
Amazing.
And it's just this incredible gathering of Black professionals and role models in the industry. And it's a great way to just bring community and create that energy on the first day of the week. Big highlight for me that I just really loved. We had our CMO, Jessica Jensen, and we had Dara Tressida. And Dara shared this thing about joy at a time when I think it's just kind of tough in the industry, right? And she talked about what you need in the moments to find joy. And it's three things. One is in the job you're doing, you have to have enough purpose, enough passion, and enough pay. Got to get that money.
I love that.
But I think it's just
Simple.
so important, and everyone was just so energized and ready to go. So it was just a great way to remember how we can influence the industry in the jobs that we do. Marketing and advertising changes the world.
Yeah, I mean, the festival is just as much about connection as it is about creativity, which is one of the reasons I think we all love coming, meeting new people, hearing from different perspectives. It's incredible. I think that's probably my favorite part. So, all right, Jamie, let's go to you first. B2B is changing fast. We're seeing a lot of brands borrowing from the B2C playbook. So in your role at Klaviyo, technology platform, how do you think about what B2C brands are doing? How does that impact how you talk about your business?
That's a great question. Well, just for all of you who are wondering, what is Klaviyo? Let me tell you. We're the only CRM that's built for B2C companies. So I spend all day talking to B2C marketers. However, I'm a B2B marketer, so I get to live in both worlds. Yes, I love them both. I think one of the observations is that B2C companies, they've been building, personalization at scale for many, many years. That's what you do, right? You have to sell to hundreds and thousands and millions of consumers depending on who you are. So this notion of using AI, segmentation, personalization, that's what they've been doing forever. And I think B2B has also been CRMs talking about personalization, knowing your customers. But I think they're taking that idea of scale and building those one-to-one relationships at scale and using technology first and kind of amping up the game.
Yeah, I love that. And when we talk a lot about account-based marketing, to me, that's just the B2B version of personalized
100%.
creative at scale, right? Like at the end of the day,
Exactly.
It's a B2C tactic that we just call it something different.
Yep,
I love it.
exactly.
Incredible. All right, let's talk about Andrew. How is the energy and focus at Cannes this year different from previous years, especially from a B2B perspective?
I think that B2B is influencing the conversation in a much bigger way than before. It's not just participating, it's not just something on the side. I'd say there's two things. I'd say creativity and community. The first thing I'd say on creativity is, if you look at the Lions category, what we're hearing, we heard from jurors last year that the quality of the creative has gone up a notch, and also we've seen that there's 12% more submissions going in. And we also know that that investment in creativity is really, we know that that's going to pay dividends, because this is about the long-term investment we're going to need to be
Absolutely.
making, right? So that's the bit I'm excited about. And I have to say, I'm actually very excited that our team has been nominated. So fingers crossed, I'll let you know. And the second thing around community, so we had the LinkedIn ran the B2B Summit, Lions Summit. That was just today. You were there.
I was there.
It
It
was
was
awesome.
incredible.
And I think it's just great to get the community together and talk about the challenges, the common challenges we're facing, and how we actually think about the way in which we're going to capture that $12 trillion opportunity that is B2B. So B2B is no joke.
It is no joke.
It's for real.
And I love that the category is now 4 or 5 years old here,
Yeah.
the B2B. I love it. And I think the president, I saw him in the room today, was at the session with him last year. Very impressive. And I think it's just really helped level up everything in the B2B space, which I love. All right, back to you, Jamie. All right, the richer the data, the richer the relationship. Hot topic, I love it. How can brands use data to scale authenticity and loyalty, especially in that B2B space, so that you don't lose the soul of yourself, your brand, who you are?
I like to think about knowing your customers, which is really important, but I think you need to know a lifetime of your customers. And so that means capturing data from 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago to 3 minutes ago. So capturing their entire lifetime really, really matters. And then 2, making sense of it, right? So you have to have great data, you have to know the complete data profile, and then 2, you have to take action right where your data lives, all in one place, so you can drive that personalization at scale easily.
Yeah, it's not, and I know it's not easy to do. And I think for a lot of marketers, to your point, lots of data, you need the insight. You need so it's, data without insider information is just data.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge part of really understanding who you're targeting, what matters to them. And I think leveraging LinkedIn, where you're seeing what are people liking, what are they engaging with, what matters to them, can help B2B marketers really tailor their messaging, which I love. So I think that's a huge opportunity. All right, Andrew, with so much professional data at your fingertips, especially, right? How can brands use their insights from LinkedIn to create more meaningful, loyal customer relationships? So really, your side of the same question.
I love what you said, Jamie. And I know what Klaviyo does. I think it's awesome. I think it's the way you talk about data is just really similar to the way that we would think about it. I think that one of the key things is, first off, we should be thinking about data that enables you to still have the authentic voice you want to have, but also helps you just better understand your audience. Like, that's what you're saying. Like, how do I understand them? And so if you consider that, you've got the piece where, how do you use that data to find white space? Because it's competitive in B2B. So how do you find that white space to better understand that audience? The second thing I would say is, how do you use data actually early on and not just at the end of when you're doing your campaign? How do you use that insight to shape how you do your brief? Yes. So LinkedIn enables you to think about that data, understand your audience in terms of their job, their demographic, their company size, their industry, so you can better understand them, but you can also understand the key topics that your audience wants to hear. And that enables you to actually keep that authentic voice, but also drive greater engagement that you would have done that is relevant for that audience.
I love that. And I think that storytelling, is, for both of you know, is so much more important than it used to be. B2B, it's a long tail. It's not like you're pitching the platform and then a week later you get a signature. There's so much time and energy and discussion that happens around a company deciding to implement a large piece of technology. So I love that. Using the insights to really understand them and know their entire path, what they care about, is incredible. So I'm excited to see if B2B entries increase 12% this year. What do we think it'll be for 2026?
It's going to be more.
And hopefully Klaviyo will be in there next year.
Yep.
Well, thank you both for joining us in this rapid fire Sparkle series. Thank you.
Thank you.